Hello and welcome to another movie roast. I'm your host Scott, and you can find me on Twitter at XOrsonX. I'm here with Mike. You can find on Twitter at Review and Roast. You can find us on Instagram at Instagram.com/Review and Roast and Facebook at Facebook.com/Review and Roast. For all you Star Wars nerds out there, we're also on Instagram at Instagram.com/Star Wars Tabletop. If you haven't guessed, that's where we do a lot of Star Wars stuff.
Some stuff.
Some stuff. Just not a lot of painting lately because somebody lost his paintbrush.
I did.
All right, so today we are here to talk to you about Mr. Spielberg's latest, possibly greatest movie. Is it a hit? We don't know. Ready Player One. For those of you that do not know anything about it, when the creator of a virtual reality world called the Oasis dies, he releases a video in which he challenges all Oasis users to find his Easter egg, which will give the finder his fortune. This was actually, for those of you that don't know, started out as a book by Ernest Cline. Came out August of 2011, so it's taken its sweet time to get to the big screen. I don't even think it was announced until last year sometime, maybe late 2016. I don't remember when I read it, but it was handed to me shortly after I found out it was going to be a movie. So basically what you have is... you have this guy by the name of Halliday, James Halliday, right? Correct. Mm-hmm. Yes. And he created this virtual universe. I mean, I don't want to say like Facebook, but I mean, it was more of just a virtual universe where you get your own, you create your avatar.
Yeah, I mean, if you're familiar with MMO games, it's an open world virtual reality game, basically, with many different
MMO aspects.
Areas to be in, and they're divided up in something of a planetary system, I guess. So you can be here, there, or anywhere, but you're all there together. You're still in the same universe, is the point. So you can get from one place to the other, and you actually have... in the game, you don't have one life to live, but when you lose it... you have to start over from zero, and they call it zeroing out. So if you accumulate the riches, you
have
may
to be
lose
prepared
them.
To lose the
Correct.
riches.
And you can purchase different stuff with said riches, just like in any normal MMO type game. So if someone's familiar with that, which I'm guessing a lot of people that go to see this movie will be, that's what it is.
Yes, it very much is like that. So basically, what happens is upon Halliday's death, just like the little synopsis says, he a video is released to the world that basically says, hey, I'm leaving my fortune and 100% control of the Oasis to whoever finds my Easter egg. Because he was, he grew up in the 80s and, the whole nerdy, geeky pop culture was kind of his thing. And, a lot of video game creators, especially nowadays, throw Easter eggs into their game and, for people to find. And that's just what he did, basically. Find my Easter egg, and it is yours. So it's basically a race between the players, and there's a corporation, IOI. I don't remember what it stands for exactly. But it's basically a race between, if the corporation gets a hold of it, they're going to monetize everything. They're going to open the floodgates for ads, and, it's just going to completely quote unquote ruin it according to the hardcore player base. And then you have the Gunters, which are the players who are trying to find the Easter egg before the evil corporation takes over, more or less. So in the game, wow, neat. So in the movie and books, your main character is Wade. He goes by his avatar name in the Oasis is Parzival. And his best friend is goes by the name of H, and there's groups of people who clan up, as they say, to hunt for the egg, and then if that clan wins, then they will split the riches. Parsifal and his friends are more or less solo, but they kind of, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, help each other out to find the eggs.
Yeah, they sort of always prided themselves.
Yes.
Prided themselves on not being in clans, just kind of running solo, but that doesn't mean they can't co-op things or whatever. So it's kind of again, another MMO type deal is getting in a group.
A guild,
There's
link
always
show.
some kind of thing like that, or clan, and that's how you raid dungeons and do things and beat the big boss and win all the stuff, is by basically either teaming up to take on one big guy or teaming up to bully other players or box them out of an area. You know what I mean? It's a lot harder for two people to go hunting down this one thing that spawns in a very large area, but if there's 30 people looking for it, somebody's going to get it. So,
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the IOI does in the very first thing. By sheer numbers, they're trying to outmatch any other competitors, which seem to be not very many, in my opinion. But I don't know what the book said, but because I didn't read it, because I don't care. What do you think of that?
You might want to go back, but we'll get
I'm not
there.
going back.
We'll get there.
I don't read. Anyways.
Clearly. So yeah, that's basically. So you have Parsifal, who is played by Ty Sheridan, who you will recognize, but you probably won't know from where. So you'll have to scroll down his IMDb, like I currently am, and go in. Oh, he was the kid from.
Yeah, it was Cyclops.
Yeah, he was Cyclops in X-Men Apocalypse.
I don't know what else he was in though.
He was in a lot of stuff, and that's not exactly the movie I was picturing him from. I just don't.
That really was the
recall.
only one, because I remember his stupid face when he was wearing the.
He's not gonna like that.
He was wearing the blindfold, and it reminded me when I was watching it, because he wears the blindfold in X-Men, and when they showed him with his stupid mouth open like Kristen Stewart, then I remembered him from that movie.
You know what? I want to say I probably remember him from Last Man Standing.
I don't even know what that is.
That was a
I don't even know
TV
what
show a few years ago.
Oh, I watched that. Who was in it?
That was basically
What's his name? Tim Allen?
Tim Allen's new show.
Oh, I actually like that one.
Newish. I think it got canceled, but
Zombie Apocalypse.
I didn't see that.
I actually quite enjoyed that movie. Well, no, I didn't. Well, you enjoy it for what it is. It's another one of those where the movie's ridiculous.
Right.
So, you're not going to see Hamlet.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, you just ruined the next podcast.
Hamlet?
Whatever.
The next one for Pacific Rim.
Right. So, anywho, back
You should still go listen, in case you were thinking about not. Continue.
So, the movie takes place approximately
2045.
Yeah, I was going to say like 20-something years from now. But yeah, basically. And that was one of the biggest things I heard, I don't want to say around, from so many people, because I only know a few people that have, like, A, read the books, and B, were pumped about the movie, was, are they going to include stuff in the movie that has come out since the book was written? Because the book relies very heavily on 80s and even 90s pop culture.
See, now when people were saying that, here I'm thinking the book came out in like 95 and I missed the boat, but it came out in 2011, so it's not like we've made like leaps and bounds in pop culture world. Not
no,
really.
But like for instance, I thought it was kind of neat to see Tracer running around.
Well, yeah, I thought it was kind of lame, and I thought it was kind of hacked in, to be honest. Well, it was borderline, almost unfitting, and purposefully center stage when there's a lot of other things going on that you could have showed me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
they really put her center stage the two times she's in. Well, the two main times she's in, it's like predominantly,
she's right in your face.
We know you like Overwatch, people.
Right.
And, which is cool, but there's 25 or 6 other characters in Overwatch. You could have threw like a Diva mech out there when they were going for full-on war. That would have piqued my interest.
That would have been neat.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going for full-on war. Like,
well, and I don't know how that works.
Let me see some Roadhog.
I don't know if they have to pay Blizzard licensing.
Yeah, maybe they did and they only wanted to...
Or maybe Blizzard...
See, I feel like Blizzard would have been like, dude, we'll give you all 27. Like, put
Right.
them all
Well,
in
see,
there
and that's the
have
thing
them win.
because Tracer
You know what I
has
mean?
always been like the unofficial.
She's the staple. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
No, so I'll give them that. She would be the.
she is one of the.
She's the spokeswoman for Overwatch.
Well, her and Diva and Widowmaker are the three probably most cosplayed. So
Yeah.
they would probably be the most you would see in the Oasis where you can buy that kind of
whatever you
stuff.
want. Yeah, I mean, but still, like, if you didn't have to build a cosplay, you like, who would want to run around as Roadhog for 20 minutes? Like, that would be superb.
I would probably just Reinhardt it up.
Nah, you're stupid for that.
Your face is stupid,
Nah, you're
and I'm not looking at it.
You are, actually, because you're weird. So anyways, yeah, no, and not that I thought it was bad and I thought it was awesome, but it was just kind of like, I feel like you guys are like, and I also feel like that was the only super current day reference they made since 1995. Yeah. So, like, it's not like there's so many things they could have did in the, from any time that's been out. You know what I mean? There's tons of comic stuff that has happened tons of comic popularity that has happened between then and now. I mean, pick any Marvel character, which I know obviously you probably can't get the rights to maybe. That's probably a thing right now. Yeah. But tons of stuff.
Yeah, they probably play that pretty close to the chest, I would imagine, Disney.
Yeah, I would guess, yeah. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's exactly why. Maybe they couldn't get any character owned by Disney, which is all the fucking characters.
Right. But it's also going to probably cost a ton of money. So, I mean, I get why you don't throw in, everything plus the kitchen sink. But, I don't know. I thought it worked well. Let's just put it there.
No, I think overall, visually and all of that stuff was superb. I just felt like they, shoehorned her in, after they shot the movie. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of the. I'd have to see it again. Yeah. But I just feel like they made those scenes and then popped Tracer.
Well, it's a very heavy CGI movie,
for
so
sure.
They clearly have been working.
But if
on
they were
that.
going to add a character, they wouldn't redo all the 489 other characters. They just try to pop her in and make her look fluid. Right. I feel like that's exactly what they did. And again, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Right. Well, no, you don't.
Anywho.
But here's what I want to know, because I have the bladder of a small child. I had to get up. But after the first, because there's three puzzles you have to solve to get to Halliday's egg, right?
3 keys.
Right.
Yep.
And IOI is made up. They've basically hired as many Halliday scholars, as they are called, as they can to try and crack all these puzzles and clues and blah, blah, blah. Anywho, after the first one was solved, I'm like, okay, things are going to slow down a bit. I'm going to run.
Oh, then you missed it all.
And take a leak. And I come back, and they're already, knocking down the door at a second puzzle. I'm like,
yeah.
Did I go through a fucking time loop here?
No, literally, as soon as you got up at the point when everybody met in real life, right?
If you tell me, you were sitting there. I was peeing.
Well, when you came back, weren't they already in the van? Right, basically?
I think some of them were, yes.
Yeah, so basically...
Yes, when I came back, they were in the van, and Artemis was doing her thing.
And we had already met his friend H in real life, basically.
Yeah, I didn't see the initial meeting.
Right. Hey,
dude, what are you doing?
I'm trying to put this thing down. It's in the way. Yeah, so that was when H and... I should have opened this thing back up. But...
Artemis.
And... Shu.
Oh, the other two?
And Dayoko, or whatever his name is. I couldn't remember. But he meets all of those people, basically, in the real life.
Did you say the real life?
Yep. And then... They start
Dido and Show.
Dido. That's what it was. That's what I keep forgetting. So, anywho. Yeah, that's the part you missed. It wasn't really... I mean, that was the only spectacular part about it, was that he kind of figured out, oh, man, what's up? And that was right after he had met Artemis, Samantha, and... Oh, yeah, he had just escaped. From IOI.
From the basement.
Right, with Artemis.
Right.
Yeah,
we're trying not to give away too much.
That's because Artemis never meets Dido until much later.
Right.
In real life.
Right, correct.
Mm-hmm. Actually, any of them until after, basically...
Yeah, after that scene,
the big fight scene.
The group was kind of split for a minute.
Yep. What now?
I don't know. I kind of want
to... Are you going for keys? Are you going for...
I just kind of want to know your overall thoughts, I guess.
I think it sucked. No, actually,
well, there you have it.
Actually, I don't. I think it was actually... it's actually really, really good, as a matter of fact. Better than... I might have thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be pretty good, but it actually, I thought it was pretty good. That's it. That's all I got.
Nice.
Like I said, the CGI stuff was actually done super well.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I was actually kind of I think most people were a fan of the movie Avatar, which this kind of gave you that feel of, it's obviously a virtual world, so it's going to have some virtuality in it. You know what I mean? So it's not like there's going to be just dudes walking around town, like, being fat and 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be cool. Like, even the bad guy that owns IOI, his avatar is like this big beefy dude in a like suit and shit, all talking shit with curly greased black hair. I mean, the guy was like, it's actually pretty awesome.
Like a evil Superman.
No,
with a business.
Totally
evil was. Clark Kent.
Yeah, he was like evil all business Superman. So yeah, and then what's his name? T.J. Miller's character. That guy.
Dude, is that guy like doing stuff nowadays? Like, I feel like he's been in a lot of stuff lately.
Oh, he's doing everything nowadays.
Super weird.
Like, he's the Mucinex guy, for Christ's sakes. I mean, he like literally is the hardest working guy in show business. I swear to God, he's got to be. I'm telling you right now,
dude. Does he do 3 podcasts a week sometimes? I don't think so, because that shit's not easy.
He actually probably does. He probably really does. I'm actually not even kidding. But yeah, it's that character was, I guess we'll call the evil comic relief, and it worked pretty good actually.
Yeah, and that's probably also why we didn't see any Millennium Falcons running around. We didn't see any Jedis and lightsabers running around. All they did was mention the Millennium Falcon, and that probably cost them a cool fucking like 10 G's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's so lame though. I really, no stormtroopers, a lot of video game stuff, but not video game stuff owned by whoever else owns it. So you got that going for you.
Yeah.
So that's pretty lame. That's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the books will go way more into detail as far as
in the book he's probably flying the fucking Millennium Falcon, right, or something. I don't know. Talk me goose.
It's been a while since I've read it.
I don't know. I think I think it was done really, really well. I actually liked the cast pretty much, except for what's the kid's name?
Which kid?
The main kid.
Parsifal?
Yeah.
You didn't like him?
What's his name?
Ty Sheridan.
I hate his face. Everything else is fine. Ty's face, I hate it. I want to punch it. And yeah, that's all I got. I actually didn't even really not like anything about this movie for the most part. Normally I try to at least kind of find something I don't like. I mean,
besides Ty's face.
That's not the movie's fault. It's just his fault.
It's his mom's fault.
Yeah, I don't hate Parsifal's face. I hate Ty's mama's kid's face. You know what I'm saying? Punk.
That was a little much, I think.
It was.
All right, so there you have it. Someone who has not read the book, and he thought the movie was great. So, for those of you out there who have not seen or have not read the book, this is a really fun movie, and if you're old enough and you get a lot of the older pop culture references, it's just going to be a super fun experience for you. For those of you that read the book, do not expect the book. Whoa, hardly at all whatsoever. I'm not going to spoil any of the movie. I'm not going to spoil anything from the book if anybody wants to go back and read it. But in the movie, we were talking about these. There's 3 puzzles that you got to solve to get the keys to get to the Easter egg. Well, not only are the puzzles different than they were in the book, each key had 2 puzzles. Like basically in the book, the first puzzle you pass gives you the key. The key, then you got to go to the gate. And then you open the gate. Then you got to finish that quest, whatever you want to call it. Then you get the next clue, which will then progress you to obviously the next one, and so on and so forth. Now, in the book, none of these guys meet or even really team up until after the second key. So, I mean, I understand it's a movie and you got to kind of push things through, but
it's kind of like on the golf course, though, man. It's like rate of play. Like, we don't have this ain't the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
That's exactly where I'm going with it.
That they should have made it.
Maybe they should have made 3 movies. Maybe not 3, but they should have.
Actually, it almost makes sense to make 3 quests, 3 movies.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the difference?
The first have the first movie be the quest for the first key. Because, I mean, that
They really rushed through the first key, though. Like that was knocked out in, 25 minutes.
If that.
I feel like.
Not even. Because as they're narrating the opening of the movie, it's like, dude, race in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And, of course, that wasn't the one where it happened, but it wasn't long after that it was figured out. And,
right.
I don't remember in this one because I was peeing like a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
But in the book, Parsifal's not the first one to find the second key.
He wasn't in this one.
He wasn't? Who was?
Artie.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that does hold true.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until that point that they actually started being, I guess, more friendly. Like that whole dance, I don't believe that happened until between the second and third. Although they really did a great job of representing that whole dance hall
was that
floor
a
thing. Yeah, that kind of was a whole thing. That was when they first met up as in game.
Yeah, I still think it was actually, like I said, I mean, whatever. You read the book. You're so cool. But,
yeah, goddamn.
like I said, I still think they actually did it pretty well.
No, they did. I mean, obviously, like I said, you're going to have a movie that is 2 hours and 20 minutes. Jeez.
No, we were there for quite some time.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like it. But at the same time, I understand you got to fly through stuff, but the book just goes into so much more, I guess.
But that's always the case. I mean, that's always going to be the number one complaint for anything when it's a book-to-movie release, is that the book is always so detailed because it's your mind's imagination. You know what I mean? They paint it for you and tee it up, and then you go off into that's the whole point. That's why books are better. Everyone knows that.
I'm just saying. And then not trying to knock the movie, because as a standalone thing, it's great. But they went so far off book at so many times that it's. I mean, outside of the characters and the backdrop, it's hard to compare the two. You know what I mean?
That's why it's based on the book.
Right. Exactly. So again, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just letting you know if you're going in there expecting the book, you're going to be disappointed. So I'm just trying to prepare people to just shut up and enjoy it for what it is.
That's what I did.
Yeah, exactly.
What else you got?
Is there any other main points here that we want to...
Finale. That's my girl.
What?
Finale.
Oh!
The chick hunting him down for IOI. I forget her name. It's Hannah something.
Hannah John Kamen.
Yeah, we just talked about her in the Tomb Raider podcast because she is from the show Killjoys, which I actually really love on Sci-Fi, and she's been popping in and out of stuff.
She's going to be in the Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ooh, I'm into that.
That's
Ooh, is she the bad guy?
Who's the bad guy?
I don't know. What's her name?
Ghost.
Sounds pretty bad to me.
Yeah,
boogie boogie.
Force Awakens, huh? That's neat.
Yeah, she was in a council.
No.
What was she?
Well,
she's in the council in Fantastic Beats and Fantastic Beats. Yep.
Fantastic Beats.
That's the name of my new
Dwight Schrute's
hip-hop band.
I'm thinking the vegetable.
Oh, I'm thinking dropping beats. No, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I don't think so.
She's in that, guaranteed.
I don't think so.
I'll bet you $1,000. She's in there when they get picked up for the first time.
Because it's not on here.
On Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
I'm looking at her IMDb.
Well, look at that, and I bet you'll see her. Trust me. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Yeah, I agree.
She's there. I can cut to the scene right now. Anyways, the point is she's pretty awesome. I'm glad to see her in some more and more stuff. But I think that show has given her a little bit more acting cred throughout the, even though it might not be. I mean, it is actually a pretty popular show by sci-fi standards, but I like it. Anywho.
Also, I was pretty pumped to see Simon Pegg, who also seems to be doing a lot nowadays.
Yeah, but I mean, he's been doing a lot ever since.
No, I know.
Doing a lot's been cool.
But I really like that he was in it, and I was excited by who he was playing until I realized they pretty much changed a lot of the book.
Oh.
He has a much bigger role in the book, I guess.
I would imagine. Is he the curator? Is that a overspoil?
Not really.
But no, he's not?
No.
Interesting.
I don't even know if they even
mention.
I don't even know if they mention a curator.
Oh, maybe they just go to the library.
They talk about the library or whatever you want to call it, but I don't remember much about it. It's been a while. I'll definitely end up reading it again one day when I have 5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say. So if you want to just wrap this up, B.
I'm good. I got all I need to get out the system.
All right, so Ready Player One, Steven Spielberg's new movie. I thought it was really fun. I did. I was disappointed that it strayed so far from the book in some areas, but overall, I think they did a good job. I will definitely see it again, and I'll give it like a 7.5. I was expecting to be higher, but I might just be so let down from a lot of the stuff that I was expecting that I didn't get.
Interesting. I will give it an 8.
Nah, that's not too far off.
Yeah, I probably would have went a little bit more, but it was good. It was really good, but it wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
For some people, maybe it was.
No, they did a good job. CGI is phenomenal. And
yeah, the only thing, and I guess maybe that's one of my complaints is, and not that I wanted them to focus on any one specific character, but they didn't at all. And like there was like when they're sitting at the table, one of them people was Harley Quinn.
Right.
But it wasn't a very good representation of her. It was kind of a off comic representation, which I love it, but not a lot of people would have noticed her right away. They would have had to guess at it.
Because it wasn't the Suicide Squad version.
Or even the Jester version, which everyone would know anyways.
Right.
People that play the video, it was basically right out of Injustice 2, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's where they took
Video
it.
game, yeah.
But they could have busted out 22 other characters from Injustice 2 or Injustice 1, whatever. You know what I mean? So I feel like there was a lot of character pool they could have used to really let us get some recognition, and that would have been cool. You know what I mean? Instead of I feel like they wasted a lot of CGI power for a 2-second cameo shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you did all of that just to do that. You know what I don't know.
I guess, I mean, maybe I missed it with, some of the backgrounds were quite busy, but I don't remember seeing our logo in there anywhere either.
No, it wasn't.
And we're super huge with pop culture right now.
A little bit.
So, I don't know. Keep your eyes out, folks, and let me know if you catch it. That'd be neat.
Probably in Ready Player 1, too.
Right. Ready Player 2. Mm-hmm. It's Luigi's turn.
Yeah. You might as well hang it up. Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. 7.5 and an 8 for Ready Player 1. I am on Twitter at XOrsonX, and Michael is there at Review and Roast. You can find all of our stuff at reviewandroast.com. You can find all of our podcasts at comicroast.com. And, doing stuff, doing things. Good night.